teaming up with joint charitable foundations in Vietnam as they reach out to the impoverished. We get an in-depth look at the Tzu Chi uniforms that certified female volunteers wear. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. We start today's program in Vietnam. The Minh Duc Charitable Foundation recently held a 2-day free clinic in Binh Dinh province and gave out close to 100 wheelchairs to those in need. Meanwhile, we take a look at a monthly distribution event held at Yu Guang Temple in Ho Chi Minh City. The temple, which also serves as a senior home, takes in elderly who otherwise have nowhere else to go. Tzu Chi volunteers now regularly visit these seniors, bringing their loving care. On the day of the monthly aid distribution day in Ho Chi Minh City, Tzu Chi volunteers in Vietnam hit the streets to invite their care recipients. For those seniors who had difficulty reaching the venue on their own, volunteers arranged transportation. During the distribution event, some volunteers prepared the meals, while others struck up conversations with the seniors.
When I first got here, I didn't know what to do because I've never been inside a senior home before. My first impression of these seniors was that they were lonely, but when the volunteers got close to them and extended a friendly smile, the seniors' faces lit up in reciprocation. That was when I realized I had come to the right place.
They feel like they are the elderly in my family. My grandmother has her children and grandchildren to look after her, but these seniors are without family or relatives to take care of them. So I want to treat them as if they were my own family.
Sometimes simply singing a song together is enough to make a senior smile.
I saw how happy the elderly were and was happy myself. I hope when I am their age, I can still be happily singing songs like them.
Seeing how happy the seniors are, I feel happy too. Really happy, extremely happy.
Just like a reunion banquet, with each bite, the memory and sweetness of the event warms the hearts of the volunteers as well as the seniors. A grandmother dresses her disabled grandson to the nines before he receives his free wheelchair on this big day.
Today we have received a wheelchair. This will help us to take care of this child better. We thank the Minh Duc Charitable Foundation for their gift of love.
In Vietnam, the Minh Duc Charitable Foundation has been holding free clinics and giving away wheelchairs to impoverished and disabled residents for the past 2 days.
7 years ago, I got into a car accident and was forced to use crutches. Receiving the wheelchair today, I feel like a burden has been lifted. Thank you for your assistance.
The team of volunteers from Taiwan also prepared over 3,000 vegetarian burgers, in hopes all could walk away with warmth in their hearts as well as stomachs. In our next report, we go to Tainan, Taiwan, as team of doctors checked up on a patient with spinal injuries. But first, we join Northern District volunteers on their most recent medical outreach in Shanxi, New Taipei City.
For 83-year-old grandmother Chen Lai Yu, these friendly faces are hard to forget. This is Northern District team of Dr. You Dongling. Currently serving at the Mennonite Christian Hospital in Hualien, once a month, the doctor sets aside time to join his counterparts up north on medical missions.
In Christianity, Jesus teaches us to love your neighbor as yourself. So participating in this medical outreach, I'm putting the beliefs and values of Christianity into practice. It also goes without saying that the Master's ideals and Christian values are the same, although they are two different religions.
Carefully treating this grandfather's foot, Dr. Yo treats every one of these seniors like family.
Although we are here to treat their illness, we can also utilize this opportunity to help them improve harmony at home. Indirectly, we are helping these families solve some of their problems at home.
The team of volunteers' arrival immediately lifts the senior spirits, and as a cheerful heart is often the best medicine, the seniors are already feeling better.
The brothers and sisters are really committed to looking out for the well-being of these elderly residents and treating them like their own family. I feel that we pharmacists are merely contributing our expertise and making sure that the medication they are taking is safe.
Although there is not much we can do to help here, at least we can soothe their loneliness and offer them an outlet for their emotions.
Love and care is said to heal all illnesses. It is also with this in mind that volunteers and medical personnel continue to accompany the sick and suffering with love and kindness. Although confined to his bed, Mr. Shi nevertheless looks to be in high spirits. 5 years ago, a car accident injured his spine, and since August of 2011, Tzu Chi volunteers have visited him on a monthly basis to follow up on his health as well as to help him with his rehabilitation. On each of the volunteers' visits, Mr. Shi is always eager to show them the progress he has made.
I was using a four-legged walker originally. Now I'm learning to walk using a cane. Now that I'm using a cane, does it mean I will be able to walk on my own soon?
Joining team of volunteers this time around were traditional Chinese medicine doctors who were invited to perform acupuncture to help relieve the pains and aches of the seniors.
They are using their time to do good on behalf of their children. As the Master often tells us, practicing good deeds and filial piety cannot wait. So we are very fortunate we are able to do both.
With their children working away from home, it is not as convenient for these seniors to receive proper medical attention. Filling this void has been the team of volunteers who are always ready to bring their warmth whenever and wherever needed.
Since 2001, the Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital in Taiwan has been offering medical services twice a week through the Integrated Delivery Service Program funded by the National Health Insurance Administration. The purpose of the program is to make sure those living in remote areas can also receive quality medical care. Thanks to the dedication of countless medical personnel, residents have learned how to better take care of themselves.
Upon hearing the familiar music, the local residents of Ulu tribe knew that hospital personnel are here once again. To help those living in remote areas better understand how to take their medication correctly, medical staff at Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital visit twice a week.
Most of the residents here suffer from chronic disease, such as high blood pressure or diabetes. They always come to our free clinics because it is very inconvenient for them to go to the hospital otherwise. We are here every week.
In 2001, the Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital began to offer mobile medical services twice a week through the Integrated Delivery Service Program funded by the National Health Insurance Administration. The leading doctor behind the program is Chiu Zhaorong, who decided to bring medical care to patients' doorsteps.
Senior residents in our tribe are very pleased with the IDS program. They hope the services offered by the Tzu Chi Hospital can continue. They say all the medical personnel are very friendly.
Although Chiu has passed away, her spirit has inspired many to shoulder her mission. Despite having to conduct medical consultations in less than ideal environments, the medical team remains steadfast in its decision to safeguard lives here.
Most of the seniors here suffer from degenerative disease, so we want to make sure they know how to take the correct amount of medication. By doing so, we can improve their overall health.
Driving through the treacherous Southern Cross Island Highway, doctors and nurses are bringing their services to those living in Shama, Ulu, and Lidao villages. As these villages are located at least a 40-minute drive from Guanshan town, many residents tend to ignore their health problem until it gets serious. With doctors making house call, those who cannot travel to the free clinic can still receive quality medical care.
痛是不是？吃药看有没有红红。你是下面这边会痛吗？没有。这里嘞？就这个里面。里面会痛吗？嘿。还会痛。走路的时候。就是台风那些都是。
We are always afraid when a typhoon strikes because the roads might be blocked. We can get medicine for a cold or a cough from here.
In the aftermath of Typhoon Morkan, many of the area's mountain roads were washed out. Knowing that many seniors were in need of medicine, the medical team split up to deliver relief items along with medicine to communities in need.
We had to come up with a plan because those with high blood pressure or diabetes must take their medication every day. If their blood pressure gets too high, it may lead to serious health problems.
All of the doctors and nurses have a compassionate heart. They are always here looking after our health regardless of the weather.
In spite of the cold temperatures and time investment, everyone is happy to give what they can. Treating their patients like family, in the years to come, doctors and nurses at the Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital will continue safeguarding residents' health with their love and care.
Recycling electronic waste is actually a lucrative business because precious metals such as gold, silver, and palladium can be extracted and then sold for money. In fact, up to 1 kilogram of gold can be extracted from about 10,000 personal computers. As we reported yesterday, the residual waste that remains after all the extractions are complete is very toxic and therefore should be discarded by enclosing it in concrete. However, as this process costs money, many opportunists decide to dump such waste illegally, an act which puts everyone at risk. Here's more in our report.
The copper reading is off the charts at this field due to the illegal dumping of electronic waste.
This is the residue of processed electronic waste. It's bluish-green because of the high concentration of heavy metals. There are nearly 5 tons of this toxic waste in this field, which sits next to an irrigation channel.
Thus, heavy metals enter into the food chain and end up in our stomachs.
On another field just 500 meters away, we discovered nearly 10 tons of electronic waste. The ground itself had turned bluish-green, which means the heavy metals had already dissolved into the ground.
Various heavy metals are hidden within such illegally dumped waste. Arsenic, cadmium, and chromium are among the most notorious carcinogens, and most people don't understand how dangerous they can be. This 80-year-old farmer has farmed all his life, but has never seen this weird colored dirt in front of him, and has no idea what heavy metals or dioxins are.
Endocrine disease, thyroid cancer, or diabetes can all be caused by dioxin. It is a very toxic substance. Just by stirring it a bit, and already the dioxin powder is flying around. What worries us is that this dust doesn't need to be dissolved by rainwater to cause contamination. With such a high concentration of heavy metals, a slight draft or rain, and immediately it will contaminate the surrounding area.
In Dashan borough of Miaoli's Holong, this hill suddenly appeared out of the blue 3 years ago. Again, it is electronic waste.
Electronic waste has been illegally dumped all over this mountain. Copper, zinc, and cadmium are all off the charts, reaching way above 10,000 ppm.
As the local government cannot afford to have the waste properly removed, it can only sit next to the produce growing here.
When it rains, the toxins go into the ground, and it is surrounded by farms.
Unlicensed electronic waste processing plants leave behind damage to the environment that will last for thousands of years. In Linkou, which has the highest concentration of these companies, electronic waste can be found everywhere.
The cost of treating toxic waste is about $300 per ton to enclose it in a concrete block. For regular waste, to bury it in landfill will cost about $150 per ton. So for these violators to dump waste illegally means they don't have to spend a dime.
For the untreatable residue that remains after consumer electronics are recycled, a processing plant is supposed to enclose it in concrete to be buried by licensed landfills. However, heartless scammers choose to dump illegally to make easy money. This is why tens of thousands of tons of electronic waste were found by the shores of Dahan River in Taoyuan.
Perhaps due to the change in temperatures or acidic rain, the toxins will be released and contaminate the environment.
Though recycling electronic waste is a lucrative business, the untreatable residue can devastate our environment. If all people care about is money, then we all lose in the end.
Uniforms are worn for various reasons, among which are to show unity and solidarity. After a female Tzu Chi volunteer completes her training and becomes a commissioner, she will receive 3 sets of uniforms, which are the blue shirt and white pants set, the 8-fold path dress, and the ceremonial gown. Each uniform holds different meanings and serves different purposes. In no way are they meant to segregate the volunteers.
Many professions and organizations opt to wear uniforms to demonstrate unity and solidarity. For female Tzu Chi volunteers who completed their certification, they will wear 3 different uniforms depending the work they do. They're more commonly known as the blue shirt and white pants combo.
那这一套蓝天白云穿
The blue and white combo is for the more physically active occasions, such as street sweeping, promoting conservation on the streets, or when carrying out international disaster relief.
Every certified volunteer works hard to cultivate themselves in hopes of exemplifying the beauty and discipline of being a part of Tzu Chi family. For Chen Meiyu, the 8 buttons on her 8-fold path dress represents the inner beauty of Tzu Chi volunteers.
We must hold the right view, thinking, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and contemplation, so we may walk the righteous path.
Dress properly based on the event they participate in. Certified female Tzu Chi volunteers will only wear the ceremonial gown or chanson at formal events.
We will
wear the gown at formal events, such as year-end blessing ceremonies, certification ceremonies, or memorial services. If we attend the more formal occasions without our uniforms, others might not recognize us.
Every female Tzu Chi commissioners wears their ID on the upper left side of their chest, and the 3 lotus flowers below the ID hold special meanings as well.
Because I am a Tzu Chi commissioner, so I have a lotus flower in the middle. I have more for being an honorary board member and another one for being an Eden mother at Tzu Chi University and Tzu Chi College of Technology. There is no ranking in Tzu Chi. This is for identification purposes only.
And no matter which uniform they wear, the goal is to present the beauty and stateliness of Tzu Chi's humanity.
Currently, members of Malaysia's Tzu Chi Teachers Association are in Tacloban of the Philippines again to help local teachers incorporate Tzu Chi's humanitarianism into their teaching curriculum. Prior to sharing their teaching experience, the visitors first went on home visitations with local volunteers.
Upon arriving in Tacloban, the Philippines, for the second time, members from the Malaysia Tzu Chi Teacher Association immediately started making home visitations. Led by volunteers from Tacloban and Manila, they check on those in need living in remote areas. 52-year-old Susanna Padorat has to take care of her blind father and mentally ill son, and thus it is unable to hold a steady job.
They are my family, so I cannot turn my back on them. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers are here to lend a hand. At the previous distribution, we received 4,000 pesos in living allowance and 50 kilograms of rice in total.
Already struggling economically, life for those living in Tacloban is now even harder after Typhoon Haiyan.
My husband doesn't earn much as a rickshaw driver. My children are sick, so we are really in need of your help.
Along the coast of San Jose, many houses remain unrepaired. Latasha Bagan's husband was disabled by the stroke, at first receiving only a bag of rice monthly from Tzu Chi. They will now also receive financial assistance.
She will accept your help wholeheartedly because she really needs it.
I'm sincerely grateful for your help. I wish you good health so you can help those in greater need.
In addition to living in hardship, many of them are ill. Just as the master said, life can be even more difficult for those living in poverty to deal with illness. There is so much work to be done here.
菲律宾家人真的是有很大的福田来耕哦。
Through simple English communication, Malaysian teachers have enriched their lives spiritually and learned of their blessings.
Apart from the home visitations, the Tzu Chi teachers from Malaysia started their seminars in Tacloban, where local kindergarten teachers learned how to teach their students with love.
In the Philippines, teachers in Tacloban have come together to be students on this day. They scream playfully and listen intently while remembering to take notes to absorb the lessons imparted by members of Malaysia's Tzu Chi Teachers Association.
We shared with them on how to implement environmental conservation on campus. We hope they can take the lessons to heart so they may share them with more teachers and students.
After giving lessons on the importance of conservation and Tzu Chi's educational mission, next the volunteers talk about how to nurture students with love.
When I saw that the theme is about nurturing students with love, I really wanted to participate as a teacher because I want to know how we are going to teach students with love.
Because I want also to know how are we going to teach children with love.
In helping Tacloban recover from Typhoon Haiyan, Tzu Chi continues to assist local teachers, foster a new generation of upright citizens, filled with love and proper values.
In China's Jiangsu province, the local government recently held an event in which Tzu Chi volunteers from昆山were invited to further educate the public on environmental protection and recycling. The volunteers' dedication and patience in teaching these ideals has helped instill the practice in many of the residents' hearts and mind. We will leave you with these images at the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.